Oh, it's all such a mess right now. Look at this mess. My hair's a mess. My clothes are a mess. I want to talk to you about life. It's just too difficult to be alive, isn't it? And to try to function. There's all these people to deal with. I tried to buy a can of tuna fish in the supermarket, and there was this person standing right in front of where I wanted to reach out to get the tuna fish. And I waited a while to see if they'd moved, and they didn't. And they were looking at tuna fish too, but they were taking a real long time on it, reading the ingredients on each can as if they were a book. A pretty boring book if you ask me, but nobody has. So I waited a long while and they didn't move, and I couldn't get to the tuna fish cans. And I thought about asking them to move, but then they seemed so stupid not to have sense that I needed to get by them, that I had this awful fear that it would do no good at all to ask them. And so I started to cry out of frustration quietly so as not to disturb anyone. And then, still, even though I was softly sobbing, this stupid person didn't grasp that I needed to get by them to reach the goddamn tuna fish. People are so insensitive. I hate them. And so I reached over with my fist and I brought it down real hard on his head. And I screamed, "Would you kindly move, asshole?" Tortures people. I know he does. He tells me he doesn't, but I know he does. How could I not? Sometimes he comes home from headquarters and his hands are shaking. Why should he shake? What do they do there? He should transfer. Why do that? He says he doesn't do it himself, that the officers don't do it. He says that people are not being tortured, that is questionable. How could he not know it? Everybody knows it. How could he not know it when everybody knows it? Sometimes you see blood in the streets. Haven't you seen it? Why do they leave the bodies in the streets? How evil. To frighten people? And they tear their fingernails off, and their poor hands are bloody and destroyed, and they mangle their genitals and expose them, and they tear their eyes out, and you can see the empty eye sockets in the skull. How awful, Mana. He mustn't do it. I don't care if I don't have anything. What's money? I don't need a house as big as it is. He's doing it for the money. What other reason could he have? What other reason could he have? He mustn't do it. I cannot look at him without thinking of it. He's doing it.